Just want to teach you guys a little trick for being stealthy. If you're moving through a wooded area and you find a little stream like this, it's good to move along the stream, all right? Because first of all, your sound is drowned out by the stream, all right? And also you have, on both sides of the stream, you have these cuts here, you know? You're in a ditch. You know, you're in the middle of a ditch with valleys on both sides. So, you know, if somebody's trying to observe this area, I'm inside of like a little valley here, and somebody's not going to see me moving through here, okay? And the sound of the stream is gonna cover up my noise that I make, all right? So just a little tip. Look at how clear that water is, guys. God bless. What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka New York Prepper, and I'm just going for a little walk right now just to enjoy this beautiful spring day. And I wanted to just talk to you guys about everything that's going on and some updates on my thoughts on everything. So join me for this little walk in the woods here. I'm at a local county park where I live. And you can see this big blowdown behind me here. It's a big, you can hear there's actually a woodpecker over there. It's a big oak that got blown down. But this was a spot that I was at like 2 weeks ago with my buddy. So join me for my walk, and I'll show you guys some of the scenery as I'm hiking, so you can look at the scenery instead of my face. So basically what I wanted to say was, you know, I believe that people are wasting their time, you know. I think that we have very limited time, in my opinion, before things start to get worse. And I do believe that there's a possibility of a second wave, all right? And a second wave basically just means that you know, a second wave just means that the virus is going to come back after we lift the lockdown. If they do lift the lockdown, we don't know if they are, okay? They may not lift the lockdown, but a second wave just basically means that, you know, after they lift the lockdown, the virus is going to come back, okay? And if it comes back, it could come back stronger. It could come back as a mutated version. Look at that beautiful water, guys. Beautiful. Look at how clear this water is, guys. Look at that. Beautiful. Very silty soil here underneath the rocks. Look at this water, guys. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to scout out some areas, some possible bug out areas here, and I'm also going to scout out some bushcrafting areas as well, check the area out. But you know, basically I just wanted to say that don't waste your time. You know, we have very limited time, so you know, don't waste your time. Take full advantage of all the time that we have now to get ready, okay? Don't waste your time watching Netflix. You know, don't waste your time watching Netflix and sitting at home and watching the news all day. All right, do something productive, all right? Like me in particular, I've been doing a lot of productive things. Obviously, try to work out and, you know, stay healthy, you know, physically and mentally. Okay, you know, make sure you're working out, make sure that you're going outside and getting some fresh air. That's absolutely critical, okay? Look at this beautiful, I love this little stream here. Look at that water, it's just crystal clear. I wish I could just drink that right now. Look at all those blowdowns over there. This must have been a big storm come through here, but it's about 54 degrees, I would say, right now. A lot of these old growth trees here in this area. You see this big ash tree right here. It's a lot of old growth trees here. But basically, you know, don't waste your time watching TV and watching the news. You know, now is the time to take advantage of all the free time that you have. You know, most of us are not working right now. Most of us are sitting at home or working from home. So, you know, chances are your free time is much greater now than it used to be, you know. So take advantage of that free time, okay? Don't waste your time, you know, watching TV all day and sitting around and, you know, eating cheese doodles on the couch and ice cream, you know. Stay healthy. You know, keep your body engaged, your mind engaged, okay? Stay busy, stay productive. Look at this big tree here, guys. This looks like a, I think that's an oak. Looks like a red oak to me. Huge red oak, absolutely huge. Look at the size of this thing, guys. This thing's massive. And red oaks don't usually grow that fast, so this is probably at least 400 or 500 years old, I would say. And how do I know that? I actually went to school for forestry, so I know a little bit of forestry. But you know, basically, you know, don't waste your time. I think things are going to get a lot worse in this country. Okay, I think we're going to be heading for some difficult times. Even if we get through the virus, there's a high likelihood that we could see an economic depression. Okay, and you know, there's no telling what that would do to our society. You know, we've never had a depression in, you know, almost 100 years. All right, and people today are not as self-sufficient as they were during the Great Depression. All right, look at this tree with the woodpecker activity here. Look at that. This whole tree is just you know, dug out here. Look at this hole here. It looks like the squirrels were in there nibbling on some looks like, can't tell if that's an acorn or maybe a beech nut. I can't tell, but pretty cool. So people today are not really, you know, as self-sufficient as they used to be. Okay, you know, people today, they don't know a lot of the things that our grandparents and great-grandparents knew. You know, people don't know how to grow things. People don't know how to hunt. People don't know how to survive. Listen to that woodpecker, guys. Man, I missed it. Yeah, here's another big oak tree here. Look at this monster oak. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see if we can't get that woodpecker on camera. I'm kind of making a lot of noise here with all my talking, but you know, what I wanted to say was, it looks like an old hunting shell. Somebody was hunting here. Very old. That might have even been me a couple of years ago. Who knows? Might have been my shell from a couple of years ago. Look at this big tree. That's an ash tree, actually. I'm sorry, not an oak. It's an ash. But there's another big ash tree there. But, you know, people are not as self-sufficient now as they used to be, guys. So how do you think people are going to handle a depression? You know, back then people had their own land, people had farms, people could grow their own food. Now people don't grow anything. Everybody's, you know, 90% reliant on, you know, grocery stores, you know. And once those grocery stores, you know, shut down, that's when there's going to be big problems, all right? So, you know, as we've already seen, we've seen people panicking and, you know, trying to buy food and stuff, and it's just going to be a lot worse. You know, it's going to be a lot worse if you know, if we get to a point where there's a depression. If you guys thought that the panic that we saw a few weeks ago was bad, you know, wait until there's a depression, you know, what people are going to do. And wait until there's a second wave. You know, if we see a second wave, that's when we're really going to have people panicking and, you know, buying stuff like crazy, you know. So be ready, guys. Be ready. You know, I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm doing. Me personally, over the last few days, let's do a little tick check. Looks like we found one here. This little sucker. Look at this little tick. Look at that, guys. Spring is the worst time for ticks. They're always out in the springtime. Look, another one. Look at this. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. I'm not gonna let no ticks stop me though. So it's always good to periodically check for ticks. I usually have tick spray. I'm gonna do a whole video on how to avoid ticks and how to protect yourself from ticks. I recommend 100% DEET. You can buy 100% DEET, D-E-E-T, DEET, 100% DEET. Very good stuff. You know, that'll stop any kind of bug from getting on you. They don't like that stuff. But also permethrin is a good one. Permethrin, you can treat your clothes, you can spray your clothes down, and once you spray your clothes down, the ticks won't go onto your clothes. It's like and it stays on your clothes for a few months actually, so it's pretty cool. But look at this interesting terrain over here. It's really nice. I haven't actually been over here before. It's the first time I've been all the way over here. So, you know, basically, you know, use your time wisely, guys. Use your time wisely, okay? Don't waste your time. Obviously, you need to live your life and have fun and, you know, enjoy your life. I'm not saying that you should just be paranoid and, you know, prepping 24/7. You know, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is do little things here and there to improve your, you know, position. You know, you're constantly trying to improve your position. You don't want to just be static and stay the same. You want to constantly improve your position slowly. So, you know, there's different ways you can improve your position. It doesn't mean you have to go out and buy thousands and thousands of dollars of food and, you know, 20 rifles. You know, small things, okay? Small things. All right, buy 50 rounds of ammo here. Buy a couple of cans of food, you know, and buy some extra wool socks. Buy, some extra camo clothing. You know, stock up on medical supplies, and just do a little bit here and there. Okay, you don't have to go out and, you know, run up your credit card. Just buy small things here and there, and they're gonna accumulate. Okay, just doing another tick check here. I don't see any ticks. That's good. You know, small things. Okay, small things accumulate over time. You know, you buy a box of ammo today, a box of ammo next week. You know, let's say you buy a box of ammo every week. Okay, that's $20 a week. Not that much money, right? That's like almost a tank of gas for most people. At the end of the year, you know, you're probably you're talking about, you know, you're gonna have over 1,000 rounds of ammo. You know, if you just break it up like that, small purchases add up. You know, so, you know, do a little bit, buy a little bit here and there, and whatever you can afford. You know, just start slowly stocking up. And it's not just about stuff that you buy, but also learning skills, okay? Learning skills, going out in the woods like I am now and exploring your area, okay? Familiarizing yourself with your local terrain and looking for good bug out areas, looking for shelter areas close to where you live. All right, this area that I'm at right now is very close to my home, so this is a potential close close range bug out area for me, okay? If my house got compromised for whatever reason, I could come here and I could stay out here, all right, indefinitely. I could live out here if I had to, you know? I know this area very well. I know the terrain, I know the climate. I could make myself a shelter here and I could live out here if I had to, temporarily or even long term. Look at this beautiful stone here. This is a great area for a shelter. You know, if I had to bug out, I could make a little shelter here. It's a very good shelter site because you have the mountain behind it. So if I were to build a fire here and build a shelter, if somebody's coming down off the mountain, they're not going to see me in there. All right, it's very concealed. Same thing if somebody's coming from that direction over there or down in here. I'm pretty concealed under the stone here, and it provides shelter from the wind. And you know, it's down inside of the mountain, so it provides shelter from the wind and, you know, the snow and the elements. It also can reflect fire back, that big rock wall. If you build a fire next to that, it'll reflect the heat towards you. But, you know, you have to go and scout these areas out, guys. If you're not going to go out and put your boots on the ground, you're never going to see it. You can't do everything from home, and you can't do everything from your living room, okay? You actually have to go out and put your boots on the ground and scout areas and be proactive, okay? You know, this is another area I could hunt for deer. If I ran out of food, there's a depression. I could hunt for deer and look for food here. I could set traps. Look at this giant tree that fell over. That's insane. You know, I could set traps if I have to. All right, so wanted to just tell you guys, don't waste your time, okay? Time is precious, all right? If we get into a second wave, you know, in the fall time, and you're not prepared, it's going to be much worse than what we experience now, possibly. Because on top of people getting sick again and having another lockdown, you know, we're also going to have to deal with an economic troubles, you know? We're going to have to deal with economic troubles on top of that, all right? So you're going to get hit from all angles. You know, we'll get hit from all angles, guys. Look at these trees here, got blown down by the wind and exposed the mountaintop here. But it's like Bigfoot country in here. Very isolated up here. So I think this is as far as I'm gonna go for now. You know, so make use of your time, guys, okay? Don't waste your life, you know? Oh, look, got a friend over here, woodpecker. Look at that big bee nest, beehive up there. I don't know if you guys can see that round thing. There's a big beehive right up there. But yeah, the woods are coming to life. Everything's coming to life here. Look at this deadfall. You guys hear that woodpecker? So use your time wisely, guys, okay? Don't waste your time. I'm not saying that you can't watch movies and have a good time, but balance it out, okay? Don't, you know, waste every day, you know, binge watching Netflix and waiting for the lockdown to end, all right? Because what if the lockdown never ends, all right? You're going to waste all your time, you know, constantly, not just, you know, don't just buy stuff, but learn some skills, okay? Learn some skills, all right? Learn different skills, guys. Spend some time in the woods, spend some time on the range. You know, go to the gym if, you know, the gyms are closed now, but you can still go running, you can still go hiking. You can still improvise weights, all right? Just because you don't have a gym doesn't mean that you can't work out, you know? Figure out a way to make some weights, you know? Lift up some heavy bags of concrete, or, you know, lift up some stones or something, you know? But don't waste your time, please, you know, because things are going to get worse And you don't want to be caught with your pants down again, you know, just like we were recently, okay? You don't want to get caught with your pants down. There's a woodpecker. So use your time wisely. Some of the things that I've been doing, guys, and one of the things that I like to do when I'm in the woods is when I get to a good spot, I like to kneel down like I am right now. And when I kneel down, it breaks up my human outline, all right? So if there's any kind of wildlife here, or even like another person, if this was like a SHTF situation, you know, just doing something as simple as taking a knee and kneeling down can break up the outline of the body, you know, because human beings, you know, we stand out, that tall human figure, you know, especially me, I'm 6'2", so, you know, and I'm 250 pounds, so I stand out, you know, you can see me from a long distance. So what I like to do is just kneel down. Once I get down to a good area that I can observe in all directions, I just like to kneel down and, you know, reduce my silhouette, you know. But these, oh look, there's two of them. They're communicating. You hear that? You know, but these are things that, you know, you got to learn, all right? You got to learn skills. You got to practice them. You know, like I said, go to the range, spend some time in the woods, practice your survival skills, practice your camouflage skills, practice your stealth, land navigation, you know, setting traps for small game. Practice all these things, guys. These skills are very essential if there's going to be a societal collapse, you know. And so, you know, what I've been doing over the past few days is I've been, you know, familiarizing myself with a new ham radio that I bought. I bought a ham radio, and I've been familiarizing myself with it, you know, just learning how to use the ham radio. There's so many different features on it, but these are things that are useful. You know, me learning my ham radio and getting good with it is useful, okay? I'm not wasting my time by doing that. And any little thing that you need to do, stuff that you couldn't do before because you were busy working, now's the time to do that, all right? If you want to go and scout some bug out areas, guess what? That's considered essential exercise. Go ahead and do that, okay? Go ahead and practice your wilderness survival skills, you know? Read some books, you know? You know, maybe start researching bug out locations, all right? If you didn't have one already, start researching them, you know, and start, you know, planning for the worst case scenario, a depression and a second wave. Because if we get a second wave and a depression, things are going to get really bad in this country, you know? So you don't want to get caught with your pants down like we did earlier a couple of weeks ago, where this virus just came out of nowhere and took everybody by surprise. Just beautiful warm sun. It's really, really warm. I'll show you guys the view here. It's a beautiful view. Beautiful blue sky. And enjoy nature, you know. Enjoy God's beautiful creation before you have to go back to work, you know. So, but, you know, take advantage of your time. You know, ham radio is a good skill to have. You know, learning how to use a ham radio and understanding how shortwave radios work and radio frequencies and things like that, that's a very critical SHTF survival skill, okay? You know, that's absolutely critical. And, you know, land navigation, shooting, hunting is a very good skill. You know, if we start to run out of food, you may have to hunt. You know, and survival skills, camouflage, stealth, you know, all these things. You know, you're not going to learn it by sitting in your living room and watching YouTube videos and binge watching Netflix. You got to get out there and do it. All right, so go out there, do what you got to do. Don't waste your time. Make use of the time that we have now. Because if there's a second wave and you know, we hit a depression, things are going to get really, really bad, okay? So use the time and take advantage of it. Don't just sit around and get fat, all right? So take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps. prepare, practice, and persevere. Wanted to show you guys more of these giant old growth trees. Look at this big ash tree here. Huge. There's a lot of them. You see all these big old growth trees here. It's absolutely beautiful. It's good that they preserved this property, you know, because if not, this would have been cut down and maybe some kind of a housing development or something would have been put in here. But I mean, this picture, the video doesn't do justice. I mean, that's a huge tree, you know. You're looking at like 4-foot diameter giant ash tree here. Huge, very, very tall. And a lot of beech trees here. You can see this beech tree. That's a beech tree, that's smooth bark. You can look at the beech trees and see if there's any bear activity in the area, because the bears will eat the beech nuts, and you know, they'll climb up the beech tree and try to get to the top to get to the nuts. And usually they do that in the fall time, and they actually make like these little nests in the tree from all the branches that they break off when they're eating them, when they're eating the nuts. And you'll see the scratch marks on the side of the tree, so that's a good indicator that there's bear activity in the area. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Just look at this beautiful hemlocks here. Beautiful. So get out there, guys. Enjoy your free time and prep. You know, get ready for the worst. Damn, look at these ticks, guys. Look at these ticks. Unbelievable. Look at that. 2 ticks. 3rd tick. See you later, guy. Go suck someone else's blood. Scumbags. Freaking hate ticks, guys. 3rd tick. Look at that. 3 ticks. Wow. I think I got to get out of here. Too much of a good thing is not good. Wow. Look at that. Another one. Man. You know what it is? They come out in the springtime. This big beech tree here. They come out in the springtime because it's very sunny and warm, and they're thirsty and they're looking for blood. So if you're hiking in the springtime, you know, be very careful. All right. I really should have put some tick spray on, but I was kind of in a rush today, so I got to thoroughly check myself. Here's 2 of them. 2 more. Oh my God! Look at these rascals. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Man, so many. Insane. Yeah, always check yourself for ticks, guys. Especially before you get into your car, so you don't bring the ticks into your car. Alright? Alright, guys.